All right. Oops. There's an ooh. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I assume at least 98% of you have roommates and you've written at the back. Is it true? Is it a true assumption? So everyone has written, everyone has a roommate. Everyone knows who they're sleeping with tonight. Oh, okay. Whom they're sharing a room with tonight. You know. All right. Okay. So, just by a show of hands, who's ever been to a political rally? Or who has ever watched a political rally? Yeah, watched, yeah. Either watched or been to, you can raise up your hands. Okay, who's never seen a political rally? Okay, we'll teach you today. Okay. So, you see, at a political rally, ne? There'll be SAPC, ENCA, these different news channels. Ne? And you know when they say fill up Orlando Stadium or whatever stadium, it needs to be full. Ne? So how they do that is that they will make sure they focus, these guys focus on a site where people are full and chairs are full. Ne? So that it looks like the stadium is full. You get it? Do people at the back understand what I'm saying? Or I need to speak Zulu? So you are at a political rally. The cameras focus on the side that is full. So that when they report in the morning, Orlando was full. So people at the back still don't understand. Eh? I'll say it again. So colleagues, in simple terms, if you are seated at the back, please try to fill the seats in front so that these guys can pretend as if the room is full. Colleagues behind the cameras, you can come. Otherwise, you won't get your fair share of famosity. Yeah, from the back, from behind the camera guys, you can come in front. There's space all over here. There's no VIP or reserved chairs. You are all VIPs. So even if you are seated here or you want to come sit here, it's okay. There's one here. There's 3 chairs here. There's 3 here. There's 1 here. So the Lakes is full now. The Lakes Hotel is full. There's also 2 chairs here. You can come. Don't be behind the camera. Don't worry. Oh. I know our cameras are full HD. So even if you have a pimple, it won't show. It will kill it off. It won't. They what's this? They are filtered. They filter. All right, thank you. So we are now full. Now that we are full, so just quick few announcements before we start. And this one is an honesty question, and it's for you and you alone. Don't look at someone next to you. It's like when you are at church and the pastor say, we're about to pray for those who want to receive Jesus as their Lord and Savior. So treat that question as that. If you do not have a registered business, please raise up your hand. You do not have one, right? But you would like to have one, right? Okay. We have a lady by the name of Maureen. She's seated at the back. She's going to stand up and wave. Maureen, if you do not have a registered business, I know there's only 10 hands, but during the day you'll see 50 people there. But it's still okay. She has the forms. If you do not have a registered business, you go to that lady. She will give you a form, which you need to fill in. Then you only go to the bank and pay only 175 rands to register your business. Then you submit with a proof of payment and submit it at GP. Then they will take you through the process of registration, tax clearance, B certificate, and so forth and so forth. So those who make you pay for a BEE certificate, which is absolutely free, business is over. Yes. The only money you pay is 175. You get your CK, then you register your tax clearance, your bank account, you have your swan affidavit. Not unless as you register, then when you make more than 3 million as turnover same time, then you can't have a swan affidavit. But for us who make 10,000 turnover per month, 10,000. We are under swan affidavit. You swan, you write and get a stamp from the police station. There's no verification company that comes to us. So that lady, Maureen, is going to help you sort it. By the time you move here, you are an entrepreneur. You are just like us who have 100% shareholding in our businesses with no money. Yeah. Entrepreneurs and 100%. Ooh. Someone can come in and say 500,000, 3%. I want 100%. So that one is clear. Accommodation is clear, right? Then for meals, this is how the program runs in a speed of lightning. You look down. When you look up, it's time to eat. Look down, up, time to eat. So we are going to serve you. Don't worry. So drink as much water so that you are always awake. Then the third one is that, you see, testing camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. So all of you are live online. So if there's a sleepist here, or you once laughed at a particular politician for sleeping, or if there's a gamist here who plays games, these guys will capture you, and it will be live online. So if you have a just like us with smartphones, if you have a smartphone, you can go to Gauteng Enterprise Propeller on your Facebook account. There's this gentleman, this one. You see, number 77. If you clap hands louder at him, I'll tell you what he will do. You can clap for him. That man takes 70 pictures in 20 minutes, and he uploads them every 20 minutes. And I promise you, a picture he takes of you, you are all going to change your ugly profile pictures, WhatsApp pictures. By today, when you leave, you'll have a new profile picture that you are going to use for your CV, wherever you go. When they say picture, send through this guy. So ladies, make sure eyebrows on fleek, makeup, gentlemen, chest out, stomach in. Because he's going to take pictures of you guys throughout the day. So you can access them on the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller Facebook page. Like it, save the pictures, repost, share whatever is being shared. Let us make this space trending and famous. So that guy. Then these ones, you are live. As it's happening, everyone across Gauteng, South Africa are aware of what's happening here. So even me, if I make a mistake, speak bad of the president or whoever, I'm in trouble. So we are live, so you can check out the page as and when. So if I see you on your phone, can it be because you are sharing, not playing games? And already pictures are uploaded, eh? Is there anyone who has seen themselves now already? You see, I told you, that guy, lightning speed. So when you see him, just change pose. Or else, I've seen worse, which I will share, I will not share. So that one is clear, right, colleagues? All right. So now we are going to officially start the program. So when I said good morning, people said, good morning. You know, you serve young people, you know, you give them, there's aircon, you breathe well, there's a view, there's food. Then you say good morning. Good morning. So we are going to do a very good morning. But I'll show you how to do it. Ne? So who of you have seen Michael Jackson perform live? No, okay, yeah, on TV. Only us, fortunate ones, have seen him perform live. No. You see, when he's performing, when Michael Jackson is on stage, maybe standing like this, when he moves his hand, women will scream, take out their bras, no gentlemen will, everyone will be screaming. When he moves his leg, everyone will scream, fall down. So we are going to do that. Or do you know Davido? When that song, if I told you that I love you, you know the instrument when it starts, then they introduce him on stage. As he's about to come on stage, and the instrument comes and he says, if I tell you that I love you, and guys and everyone will scream, gentlemen will start having Nigerian accents, wow, you see, because he's about to perform. So we are going to do that. So me, I'll be on stage, and I'll be a backstage. Then someone is going to introduce me on stage. As I come from the backstage and I come in, if you have no bra, no, let's not take out bras. But yes, everyone will scream, everyone will be happy. If you want to faint, you can faint. If you faint, it's okay, we'll wake you up. No, then we start the session. Are we ready? All right. So someone is going to introduce me. Me, I'll be at backstage. I'm the celebrity today. So I'm going to be introduced now. So I'm going backstage. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to GEP, Pitch Booster, where you stand a chance to walk away with 40,000 rand. But before we get there, I would like to introduce and to call upon our program director, our coordinator, one and only, Mr. Thabang Mabuza.
Wow. Thank you very much. That was nice. All right. So, to kickstart the program, so I always ask this question. Do you think colleagues who work at Anglo Platinum or Anglo Miles have ever seen their CEO? Nah, ne? People who work for Petris, do you think they have ever seen him working underground? No. You hardly see him, eh? So today we are privileged that we have an amazing CEO who's always on the ground, who knows her mandate, and who at the core of her intent is to help transform the economy of Gauteng. So we have in our midst the CEO of the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, who's going to engage with us. Now, most of the time when you go to hosted events, they will bring an administrator to talk to us as a keynote. So today we have the CEO with which you can even ask questions if you have any issues or if you would like to share success stories. So I'm going to ask you to help me welcome the CEO. So we are going to welcome her with a parliamentary kind of a clap. You see in Parliament, when the president is about to come on stage, there'll be what? Imbongi. Say, wah, 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 wah. No, but for the CEO, you know, we'll say, when are we funding? When are we loans? When are we opportunities? You know, when are we business development support? When are we 40,000? You know, but when the president is walking, the only time they clap is when his legs are parallel. Okay, those who did geography and history. This is not parallel. This is parallel. You see? You clap. You see? You see? So we clap as per the work. So I'll be the president again, from celebrity to president. So I will go backstage. As I walk in, you clap me as we welcome the CEO who's going to give us a keynote address. All right. Not now, as I'm from that side. I'll count you down. All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Sanbonan, good morning. I'm not like Tabang, we comedian on his own. I never speak alone, so I'm going to ask that we have some few roving mics, Tabang. Because when you speak to young people, you must allow them and give them the platform to also share, to make sure that they're at the right place. So before I speak about what I want to talk to you about today, I want to ask you this following question. You woke up today, Nezala, right? Button is Ogwenzani. Anybody? Anyone?
Sanibonani. Size la ngoba nizosifundisa ukuthi kuphitshwa kanjani. Masiyo pitcha sifuna ama loan nama funding nama opportunities sazi ukuthi senzani.
Siyabonga. Yeah, going forward. Okay, that's correct. Nizele lokho. But you had to wake up, and because you're an entrepreneur, you had to know how do you find such opportunities and how to spot them. So the question I normally ask my entrepreneurs naslangana nabo is, by this time next year, it's almost 5 to 10, where will you be? So it's 2019, 14 zaga March. Where will you be? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
2019, 14 March, 5 to 10, where will you be?
Where will I be? I'll be ahead of where I am today, meaningly that my business would have grown, I would have created more employment, I would have exploited my product, I would have accumulated more customers.
Aksimpendulo leyo. 5 to 10, 14 March 2019, where are you?
I'll be at the pitching booster.
And your foot, ngeke sakbiza. Anybody else?
Hello.
No, please move it on.
Miss Leah, this side.
Okay.
5 to 10 next year, March. I'll be drinking tea, walking around my new business. Well, it wouldn't be new because it would be open already. And
Where is that business?
Eduduze.
How many employees?
I think about 15.
You still thinking?
No,
How many
15.
employees?
15.
What is the product?
We do go-karts and paintball.
Who's buying it?
Who's buying what? The product? Everyone.
What's
The
your
whole-
bank balance?
the-
If it's everyone,
the-
then you don't need to be sitting here. What's your bank balance?
Right now.
Next year, 5 to 10.
I think about 100, 102K. something like that.
Usayicabanga. 15 employees. awukho sure ngeplan lakho. Last one, let's get a lady to do it. I've seen you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Yes, I'll be at some fabric shop somewhere in Joburg,
Where is that?
in Oriental Plaza.
Okay.
Yes, buying fabric for my wedding boutique. Because every weekend I'll be busy with clothes. So that time of the day, I'll be shopping around for fabric.
For
And,
how many clients that will be servicing that weekend?
next year, about 4 clients a month, weddings.
Sikhuluma next year ngalesikhathi. So uzobe uthenga material for how many clients that will be servicing?
25, 30
25, 30.
a month.
Not as a month for that week.
For that day, 4.
Okay. So you are still there, somewhere, but not sure. Ne? Let me
Yes.
take uPuti ngivale ngawe, because there's a lot that we want to discuss. There's a guy with his hand was up, number 1.
Greetings, everyone. Name is Paul Crowley, and next year, this time, I will be in Stella Star Studio, servicing women, or men with hair. I will be having a turnover of 3 million rand by that time. I will be having 2 salons, one in Cape Town, one in Johannesburg, with a gross profit of 320,000 rand.
So where will you be sitting at this time?
At this time, I'll be in my salon servicing people.
Wena ngokwakho?
Yes,
So you'll
myself.
still be working in the business?
Yes, I'm
Not
passionate
on your
about.
business?
I will be working on the business, but my business is doing the hair itself. Yes, I will be involved in creating or building the business, but my passion for hair, regardless of how big of an entrepreneur I am, I will still be on the ground floor servicing people because my first passion is hair.
Okay. We are getting there. And what's your definition of success? Anyone?
Morning. Definition of success, I think it's personal.
Your
My definition of success. It's being where I want to be when I want to be there.
That's you being successful.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Your definition of success.
Hello, everyone. My definition of success is to. Okay, sorry. My definition of my success is to do what I love, get someone to pay me for that.
Okay, that's an entrepreneur. Nice one. Asakbuz Leo. When I wake you up at 2 a.m. and I ask you, who are you? What's your answer?
I'm Paulina from McPaul.
Igama lelo niko umamakho nobabakho. Who are you? Awazi.
I'm a hustlerpreneur.
Huh?
I'm a hustlerpreneur.
Huh?
Who am I? I'm what we define as a hustlerpreneur. Someone that has the ability to do more than entrepreneurship is supposed to do.
And what's that?
That is a hustlerpreneur.
Tatama chance. Tatama chance.
That is affordability of a lifestyle. That is affordability of putting people first. That is affordability of making life a different to each and everyone around you.
So you put people first?
Yes.
Okay, so ubani lo hleli phambi kwakho?
Hi, guy. How's it?
Ungambuzi manje.
I'm good. I'm Katlego.
Angithi sikhuluma ngawo
Hloni.
wena BT hustle.
He's Hloni.
Hustle entrepreneur, putting people first. I'm asking you who's sitting next to you, because if that comes naturally, you would know.
Now, this is Hloni.
So
we
as
just met
manje.
now. Yes.
So as manje.
Yes.
Okay. Last one. Last attempt. Who are you?
I'm a change agent, a person who teaches teachers to teach other teachers to teach other teachers.
And what's your business?
Interior design, but more.
How is that linked to who you are?
I'm a creator. I beautify things.
I just asked
beautify
you,
people's
Uban, what you are a teacher who teaches other teachers to teach other people, and I'm asking, what's your business? You say
Interior design. I'm a change agent through interior design. People can learn skills, improve their lives, improve their homes, improve their spaces, improve their offices, change the demographics.
Let's link that to teaching other people to teach other people to teach other people through interior design.
There are people who don't know how to manage a business, create a business, use their talents to actually gain a profit.
And how are you using that currently with your interior design business?
I'm empowering people in my community to actually gain the skills. And that's why I'm here. I actually need to get more skills and funding so that I can expand it not just to the 5 people that I reach out to in my list, but actually to the entire community. If they can use their talents in the community to create profitable, sustainable businesses.
So you're a creator food.
I'm a creator.
We teach, we create.
And I teach,
Senzan. Okay. Zonke lezinto, all of the above.
Teach teachers to teach other teachers to teach.
Okay. The reason I ask these questions is because when you sit in these platforms, you need to know exactly what is it that you intend to walk out with. Because without that knowledge, it becomes very difficult to reach your destination. And I ask, where will you be exactly at this time? If you still don't know where you want to be or where you will be, it's going to be very difficult to put our plans together and to start making arrangements to meet those people. So you saying you will be opening your second shop, so by now you should start putting those plans together. Who should you be talking to in Cape Town? Where are the studios? If it's in Joburg, where? Who is going to be making the hair? Who is going to be part of your value chain? And I asked you, Bra, Hasla, Ugutuba nohleli in front of you, because as you seated here, collaboration becomes very important. You will never go anywhere alone. You need to collaborate and to partner with various people. A lot of times, you will hear various speakers come and talk about opportunities that are there for entrepreneurs and all of that. But the biggest problem ngathi bodaki is we fail to work together and to understand the economics of the townships we come from. All of us would have had breakfast this morning. At least nidlile 5 somewhere. Andlang, lambile. But I'm sure izolo udlile 5 somewhere. And what brand was that? Anybody? Albany? Sunbake, Blue Ribbon? Yeah. Is it because you don't know abantu ababhekayo in your community? Is there a reason why you still eat usunbake no Albany when there's abo aunty abaningi nabo mama nabo baba ababhekayo that you know? You only go to makunemisebenzi, nemishado and so on. So it's important that we start understanding our economy too in the townships and start partnering with those people that are going to make it easy for us to access opportunities that government has. E-Treasury is here. They will be speaking to us about the 30% set aside, which we struggle to achieve in the township. Why? Because as you send your quotations and you're not partnering with anybody, you're not collaborating with anybody, you quote yourself out of spec. I normally make this example. We ask people every year, ukuthi bus driver young people, over 8,000 young people to Nasrec for June, whatever, Youth Month. And people in the township will respond, but who's respond ngamakhumbi wakhe I4. And yet you know anybody and a lot of people that have kumbis. Instead of you just collaborating and saying, before there's a quote or tender out or whatever, let's club in together so that we can submit a quotation that shows good you have capacity. Submit one. And all we do when we do evaluations, we look at this and say, 4 kumbis, 8,000 kids, it's not possible. There's other kids that will get there after the program is long finished. So collaboration and knowing who's sitting next to you, and we are doing it deliberately to invite you from your regions. Because after this, we want you to be able to sit together and say, how do we start working together to be able to grab these opportunities that are available for us? Instead of sitting there and saying, yeah, government is corrupt. Yes, there is corruption, but we need your permission to be corrupt. We need you to give us an envelope for us to be corrupt. So next time you say they're corrupt, think about the number of times we've given somebody an envelope and take collective responsibility. It's those people who don't understand their values and their purpose and their talent that will still believe that you must pay someone to be worthy. when you understand who you are and you use that talent to create. Because as an entrepreneur, you are nothing else but a person who uses their talent to make money and solve a specific problem. So if you know your business is solving something specific, people would always want to pay you for that. And because quality matters, ungavumi ukurojwa. There's no favors. Once your product is good, it's good. And all of us will be willing to pay money to have that product. And it goes back to this. We need to start supporting one another. A lot of times we open these various shops, we're doing this pick and pay spaza conversion program. And what we find sad is when we start negotiating for abantu abaproduce some products in the township, sifuna ukuthi baplace ama products wabo kwi-shelf ye-Pick n Pay or any of the other shops. You will find ukuthi people in their community did not even know ukuthi le acha bayithenga kuMkula or Pick n Pay is made by the neighbor. In most instances, they won't even buy it from Makhelwane, they'd rather go straight to the shop because that's Tembani. So there's an element of trust that we need to start building. There's a mind shift set that needs to change for us to start really making it big. The reason why Indians, Pakistani, and white people are making it is because of collaboration, nothing else. They've learned the art of working together for economies of scale. You will never get discounts on your own. You need to work with the people around you. And with all the developments that are happening, I'm glad to see our young one from Ekurhuleni. There's always opportunities. But we struggle to help people because you don't make yourselves available, you don't collaborate enough. We have this week, we are supporting the Buy Local campaign with Proudly SA. And one of the things that always becomes a challenge is most products, even if abantu buy a producer, they don't understand the importance of accreditations and compliance. So you'll be producing a acha, we tengise lokshini, but it will never go beyond that because you don't understand there's health requirements, there's SAPS, there's barcoding, there's branding that needs to go with that. And so those are the questions that you need to start asking us. How do you make sure that we use these platforms to benefit our businesses? Start asking those things. If you are in manufacturing and production, ask us about those required accreditations for your business to really penetrate the markets. We cannot always be AMA areas for consumption. You know, townships, we just resell. We are your stocker. You stock and you sell. Why? Is it because nobody else can manufacture these things? Is it not us? So are we happy with just having this talent to go and make somebody else rich and we don't use it to make sure that our township can start benefiting from these monies? The World Bank said over 100 billion circulates, is the township economy, 100 billion. But that money only rotates 8 times and then it's out. So 92 times near Hambia is sent in and wherever else that people shop. So we have potential and we have capacity as townships. And it's up to us as young people to start grabbing those opportunities. So I always say we waste time with so many things that are not important, that don't benefit you. It's important that you start reading, and there's a lot of good writers here. I received a book from one of the judges called Entrepreneurship, Business Tips to My Daughter, and I think it's meant only for girls, ne? Yeah, I don't tip boys, for whatever reason. And the book is pink. Okay. Yes. But some of the things that come out very prominently in the book talks to purpose, talks to the use of time, talks to collaboration. And you can read any book that you want. There's another book by K.K. Diaz, is also one of the judges. You need to start knowing where to find the books that are relevant for entrepreneurship, because that is the only way you're going to learn how to empower and better yourself. Isn't it the Bible says, out of the fullness of your heart, the mouth speak? You will only speak entrepreneurship if you feed yourself with that type of information. And so it's up to us. We can waste time with other things. You know, at some point I was also like that. I would wake up, check my Instagram page and see how many likes I got. And those are time killers because all you do is watch Gutubonang wenzani and what. How does it help add value in my life? I spend my data and spend my time just watching things that are not helping me grow in any way, shape, or form. And I've had to start learning the art of discipline to say, Mina, if I'm going to spend time with you, it must be worth my time. And it must benefit me in one way or the other. So we're going to ask you during this session today and tomorrow, use it wisely. Make sure that you get the best out of the program. Some of the things might not make sense today. So some of you, we're speaking to you futuristically. One day, after 3 years, 4 years, you will then understand what we meant by the stuff that we spoke about to you about today. So I wish you all the best. Use the time wisely. Good luck to those that will be winning tomorrow because we are going to have winners. And we hope that you've entered the Township Enterprise Awards because this is where people walk away with over 800,000 and so on. We are going live as GP from the 1st of April, so people will be able to start tracking their applications. So if you've ever engaged with us, you know it was always a struggle for us to give you feedback because everything was done manually. But we are automating and we should be able to service you better. So we wish you all the best. Use the time wisely. We will see you between today, the whole evening as you attempt with your pictures and when you present your final pictures and receive your rewards tomorrow. Thank you very much. Tabang.
Wow. Thank you very much to the CEO. Can we please give a round of applause once more? Yes. Gentlemen, she's taken, eh? Taken. 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 Oh, don't worry, you are kids too. There's kids, Nemo. Kids. Colleagues, she's still around, so if you want to engage with her during the tea breaks and so forth, you can still do so. I told you, it's almost 5 to tea again, and you just drank tea. I told you, you listen up, time to eat. All right. So we gave you pens and paper, right? And apparently, worldwide from research, the most stolen object in the world is a pen. So please make sure you safeguard that pen because it has a way of going into someone else's pocket and they find themselves with more than one pen. So please make sure you do not lose your pen. It's yours. It's a giveaway. You know, there's a lot. We give away free things here. And I told you, it's service delivery. We give. Yes. Then for accommodation purposes, I am aware 180 of you have already paid yourselves, meaning 90 rooms are gone. I am aware that there are colleagues that only joined us after my announcement. Then there's also a number of introverts, as always, who are not sure how to engage the other person to be a roommate. So if you just got in here, be aware that we have meshed each other. So if you are a girl, you must look for another girl. If you are a boy, look for another boy that you are going to share a room with if you are sleeping. So please don't go right there and say you are sleeping, then you don't go fetch your key, because we would have lost a room which we would have allocated to someone deserving, right? And to quite tell you an interesting story, from the 5 regions that we've done, the way it has been impactful, we've had young people who have never slept at a hotel. You know, simple things that we take lightly because we have slept at 5 stars, not 3 stars, or on a Saturday when you are nice at 3 a.m. and you are like and you go book. Yes. After an academic drink, yes. No, these are things we do, most. Why should we? Oh, you are afraid to laugh because the CEO is here. So Some young people have never slept at a hotel or have never felt the warmth of a white sheet. Yes, the sheets are white. Or linen, white linen. Yes, and it has been impactful on their lives because now they view the world with an optimistic view, that the world is full of possibilities. That today you can sleep on the floor, tomorrow wake up on white linen. And that theory has fueled them up to work hard, create sustainable business so that they can sustain sleeping at hotels. So these are things we should not take lightly. Some of you, tomorrow as you go back home, there'll only be one pot on the kitchen, and the whole day we've been serving you buffets, you know. So maximize this opportunity, colleagues. But more importantly, engage with colleagues. Let us create a spider web where we are able to work with each other. If someone is a painter here, let it be known consciously that out of this group of 200 plus young people from Ekurhuleni, when I need a painter, I will go within this group. I will not go call someone else to provide that service. If someone runs a sewing business that, like the lady said, if you want to get married or you are planning to, because 90% of you are definitely going to one day, you already know who's your designer. If you are going to own a house, you already know who's going to design your furniture and so forth. You see, so that before the money goes out, let it circulate at least 10 times within this group before we take it out, right? Because one day we went to a recession and one guy said, if I gave you 1 billion, by when do you think it would have went to Springstown? And people started calculating, no, it's going to be a week, it's going to be 3 days, and that guy actually said it will take an hour for that money to go straight to Springstown. So we need to consciously not speak of these things as policies, radical economic transformation, township economic revitalization, what, but we see you in white-owned establishments eating coffee. Drinking coffee and eating lunch there. Where else there's a township spaza where you can have a nice meal. So these things we need to consciously think, who is it in my network that I can support, whom I know they will support someone else. Once we do that, then we are able to collaborate as young people, we are able to be unified, we are able to speak with one voice. When we engage policy decision makers and corporate companies, we go as a collective, not as individuals. 100 of us are doing catering and we are fighting for one tender. Instead of saying, let 15 of us do it. The CEO always says, there's a tender that would come out for 100 buses. You will find 100 people, even that one with 2 buses, will send and say, I have 100 buses. Instead of 50 of them combining and saying, they need 100 buses. How many buses do you have? So that everyone collectively can then provide for that service. So the main intent of us being here is far and beyond winning 40,000 rands, but is to create these linkages amongst each other. There's this young woman, where is she? Soft. Camera team. Bapteles. Wow, where's the lady? Waza. Namuz. I want to tell you something amazing. The CEO will also be happy here in terms of the impact of the work. You see this woman, she came to a pitching booster last week, Joburg North. She said she's a camera woman. The head of this production tested her for 5 minutes, she got a job. Now she's running. So these are the linkages. I remember in Gauteng, in Pretoria Lake, there's a lady who sells the most amazing archer that is seatless. You see archer, no? These people, they put mass produce and there's this thing you chow and you must take out. That annoying seat. That girl, her archer does not have that. It's clean. She came there, there's a guy who manufactures oil. Now when they left, that guy is now providing oil to this one to produce acha. When he sells this oil, he encourages people to buy what? Acha. They now work together. They are archery. Yes. So these are the connections we need to explore how does my service complement the art. All right. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we are swiftly moving with the program. So now we are going to call on stage Mr. Derek Klungwane, who's going to have a conversation with us around the importance of branding. Before you stand up, sir, you can take a seat. So I want us to introduce him in a nice, funny way. There's this icebreaker of mine that he loves. So can everybody stood up? Stood up. Stood up. All right. So hopefully people at the back can see me. So this is how we do it, ne? We do it with energy, with VUV. Okay, we'll wait for it. Bye-bye. So this is how we do it. I'll explain, then we give it energy, then we do it. Cameras ready? Okay. All right. So she took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. To pepeta is to dance. So she took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. All right. So we will test dry run. Then you repeat after me with energy. Ne? Then once we get it right, then we'll do it. So you can push your chair in if you know how to pepeta. If you are like Ntate May, Ntate May is old, At least we are well represented. There's also light-skinned people, I say. It's not only black. Okay. All right. So are we ready? All right. She took the ball. You see, I told you. Energy, 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 energy. People at the back, I see you. I'm going to come back there. All right. Are we ready? All right. With energy, right? All right. She took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. She pepeta. She took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. She pepeta. She took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. She pepeta. She took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. She pepeta. She took the ball. She looked at it. She put it there. She pepeta. She pepeta. She pepeta. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I see the MC wanted to give me a mic, but I've got my own mic, right? It's an honor and a privilege to be here today to share this platform with you. First, I would like to thank GEP for the opportunity to work with us as mentors and as advisors and adjudicators. We really appreciate this opportunity to interact with young people and with communities. My name is Derek Nzavi. I am an entrepreneurologist. So I deal with small businesses. I deal with advices, if you need an advice, in a small business, that's what I do every day. I'm registered with Institute of Business Advisors as an advisor. But I'm here today to share with you some nuggets in terms of personal branding. I also wrote a book, and I'm happy that the CEO mentioned it because I was like, do I have to talk about it? But now when the CEO spoke about it, and the marketing team said, no, go ahead again. And I said, okay, great, I'll just show it. It's a business tips to my daughter, and the next book is coming in April, business tips to my son. So it's a way of trying to reach out to everybody who needs support, because that's our job, to support and to create those support structures. I just want to check with you, all of you here, can you write down a number down now? Just write, you've got a pen, right? Don't steal it, it's yours, okay. I just wanted to write something down. 1, 0, 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. What number did we get? It should be a billion, right? It should be a billion, right? If you're 35, you are in this room, or you're approaching 35, or one day you'll be 35, obviously, you need to know that you will have lived that number of seconds in your lifetime. At the age of 35, you would have lived that number of seconds. I don't want to call it, because sometimes you miss the numbers, right? And you become like, so yeah. So I don't want to be like that. So, but that is the number of years, of seconds you will have lived in this planet at the age of 35. But now you have to ask yourself, if I have lived 1 billion seconds, how much did I earn per second? How much did I create wealth per second? We know of the celebrities, right? Today, when you go to, you just check about Oprah Winfrey, or you check about Bill Gates or whoever. When you talk about their wealth, it's no longer per month. Oh, he's earning so much per month. No. It's about per second, how much is this person earning? So as you build your business, as you create your wealth, you need to think second, not a month. You need to think, if I were to earn per second, how much would that be? You need to convert whatever you are earning per month to say, if I were to divide it per second, how much would I have earned per second in a month? And you realize that, ladies and gentlemen, your target of 100,000 or your target of 30,000, it's nothing compared to what you can be worth while you're still alive. And I have to bring this to you, that the wealth creation is not about how small your business is. It's about how big you think in your small business. That is what is going to help you expand your business. That's what's going to help you to think. That's what's going to help you to realize that you are living in deficit. How do you create value in your business? How do you increase so that you live on surplus, not only on deficit as a business? But the first thing that we need to look at is you need to know your worth. You need to know how much are you worth. When you wake up, you need to know the business that I'm doing. It should not be speculation and, kind of guessing to say this month, last month we made 20,000. How much are you going to make this month? We are not sure. We are waiting for clients to pay. We'll know how much we've made. No. You need to know before month end that this month, last month we made 100,000. This month we should make 120,000 for us to reach the target of 2 million per annum. And if you don't reach that target, it should bother you. You can't work it differently. There is no magic you're gonna put into it. But you just have to worry to say, am I going to reach my target of 2 million if at this pace I'm working on? But on your personal capacity, you need to understand that you are worth something as an individual. You are not just an ordinary. But for you to understand that, you need to ask yourself a day, to say, if I were to be put on auction today, how much would somebody pay for me? And say, I'm paying so much for you. Number two, you need to define your worth. The only way to define your worth is when you understand your vision, your mission, your values, your objectives. And also your payoff line. I know some of you can ask me, what is a payoff line? But a payoff line, ladies and gentlemen, is just a slogan. What's your slogan in life? My slogan in life, and while I was in the high school lecture, not a primary, has been that if I can't do small things in life, if I can't do great things in life, I will do small things in a greater way. Now, you have to ask yourself, what motivates you every day when you wake up? What is it that you recite to keep you going? How do you define yourself? In defining yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand what is your value, what is your mission, your vision as an individual. Once you understand that, you will translate that into your business. You cannot embrace integrity as your personal values, but when it comes to business, you fault it. When it comes to business, you violate that principle. So whatever you value, however you define yourself, will help you realign your business going forward. The third one I just want to look at is packaging yourself. You need to understand how to package your worth. Packaging your worth, ladies and gentlemen, it's how you project yourself. When I look at you, I should have a picture or an image of what kind of a business are you at. Not because of the way you are dressed, not because you're dressed in an expensive suit, not because you're dressed in this, expensive maybe hairstyle. No. Not because you're wearing the expensive hairstyle. No. But the way you speak to me, the way you communicate to another person, I should relate to who you are and what you do. And that's where pitching comes in. And that's where when you look for a job comes in. To say how you package yourself, you will know how to sell yourself. You cannot sell something that is not well packaged. So when you come to me to speak to me, or anybody, you introduce yourself. In 5 to 10 seconds, we are in this room. I can have interest in greeting you. But when I get to you, what will come out of your mouth, how you'll project yourself, can make me decide not to do business with you in 10 seconds. I can turn away. And you wonder, this person was so interested in me, and what happened now? And you try to reach out to me, it's like I ignore you. Because of how you projected yourself, how you sold yourself. So you need to understand that as a human being, you need to package yourself well. You need to project yourself well. We were privileged in the last, I think we had in Johannesburg, that Mr. Mutsipe had to walk in, out of nowhere. And everybody was like, hey, want to take a picture and all that. But when I look at the picture that I took with him, I was wearing a nice suit and a tie. He was wearing a tie, But I had to ask myself, what if I was just wearing a T-shirt and then clumsy and all these things? I'm not saying that T-shirt at clumsy, please get me right. Because some are ironed before wearing. Because some are not ironed. So here I was, and when I look at the picture, I can relate to say, wow, you know what? Somebody can project that, these are the 2 billionaires, and I'm not there yet. But how I projected myself, because it's important that you don't know who you're going to meet here in the hotel, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know who is sleeping here with us. Somebody that would give you business might be here today. The question is, do you have your business cards? Some we do, some we don't. Some, the ones that we have, we need to scratch the number first before we can give it out. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, because of time, manage your wealth. You cannot measure what you get if you can't manage it. You can't be in a business where you are just selling and you are just spending. You don't even know what comes in. You only measure your success based on the number of invoices that came in. Actually, your measure, it's on a bank statement. Until you print the bank statement, you will never understand how your business performed. Because there's no other system that you're using except to go month end and print the statement to check who paid me. And before you even call off some of your clients, you have to make sure they appear on the bank statement. But if they don't, then you know they did not pay me. What if they paid you and then the bank did not notify you or the bank did not put it there? So you need to manage to know who makes follow-ups, who check the clients, who check who paid, who thank the clients after paying. You need to create the systems in your business. But also it's very important to manage yourself as an individual, how you behave on social media. When you go for job interview, the first thing that they do is they look at your timeline. Say, let's see what we are having here. Okay, Nicki Minaj, okay, fine. That one will forgive. Oh, the next one, wow, this one is not dressed, or she's half dressed. Oh, okay, fine. And what's happening with this video? And they say, oh, no, it's over 18. No, we can't watch it. But based on that, they are able to decide to say, you know what kind of a person are we going to be dealing with here in this company? So whatever you do, whatever you post, however you relate, whether it's in social media or whichever platform, make sure that your brand is managed well, because you need to preserve that brand. And once your brand is managed well, to run your company, to push your company, it's going to be easier for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'll be here with you for the next 2 days. The boss says questions. Is there any question? Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, no, I was asking first and foremost.
First and foremost is your name.
Yeah.
Your brand, your
sorry.
name, yeah.
I'm the CEO and founder of Izinkanyezi Group of Companies. My name is Mpho.
Mpho.
I'm based in Soweto and Foslo, but, you know.
Dual
everywhere.
citizenship, so you've got a
yes.
new naturalized kind of citizenship somewhere. Okay,
yes.
great.
Yeah, the money is everywhere. So basically, I wanted to find out, where do I get your book?
No, your book, you see me. You get a book.
No, okay, so if I'm in Soweto and I want to buy?
No, I'll give you free copy today.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
But others, please, we'll negotiate how you're going to pay. But I'll give it because she showed interest, right? Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, don't ask a question because you want a free book.
No, that is gone. It's
Yeah,
gone.
it's gone.
It's gone.
Oh, okay. When you hold the mic, you hold it like this. Not like this or like this. This. Ne? Yes. No, don't worry. By the end of today, you'll be famous.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Limo, and I do quite a lot of things, so I don't only focus in one business. So, Batsi Bang Bizango check of all trades, because I do makeup, I do nails, I do deco.
That's Ecclesiastes, whatever they call it, 11 verse 2, that says, invest in 7 or 8. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. So I sell as well. I sell cosmetics, I sell accessories, and I do deco as well. So I do quite a lot of things. But my problem is I'm very bad in finances. I don't see where my money goes, and I don't really know how much I spend per month, you know, those type of things. So I just wanted to find out, Guti, is there someone who can assist me financially, Guti, ama finances wami ahamba kanjani in my business?
Thank you very much. We have one of our judges, Marang. You'll see her after. Then she's going to help you. She's good in finances, right? So she's going to help you. She's going to sit down with you, and then you can just brief her to say, what is it that you need? Thank you very much.
Take the last question. Sorry, it's at the back.
Thank you. My name is Bonkosi Sitole. I'm the founder and managing director of Kutolo Consultancy. Basically, I run a consultation company dealing with business and also debts. It's been in April. I'll be 3 months in business now. So I want to understand from you, sir, when is the right time to get external investors for your business? And basically the right time to hire, because currently my business is expanding and I'm a bit skeptical because I'm a perfectionist to actually hire someone. So in regards to me recruiting, basically, how should I go about that?
Two questions that you highlighted. One is that how do you get external investors? Number two, it's how do you hire people that you can work with? Until you know how much you'll pay the people that you want to work with, you cannot know how much you want to hire, how many people you should hire. And until your business can get to a point where you can pay somebody's salary, you cannot think of hiring somebody. So the more your business grows, you will know, now I need 2 people, now I need 3 people. Because otherwise you'll get stuck with people who you promise commission when there is no sales in the business. Number 2, in terms of your investors, it depends on, do you know how much is your business before you can think about selling to an investor? If I were to ask you today and say, how much is your business worth right now, at this moment? How much would you say it's worth? And if you're looking for investor, how much are you giving them in percentage? We work on that first? I can assist you to work out how much your business is worth for us to know, do we need investors? Or are we well positioned as a brand to be able to sell to investors? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Derek. Let's give him a round of applause. All right. Thank you very much to Ntate Derek. We are slowly there. After here, we are going to eat. Business tips. All right. So now on stage, we have a youth directorate from Ekurhuleni. So these are people of opportunities for young people. Their role is to represent young people, their voice in terms of policy, in terms of opportunities. If there's a youth fund worth 1 billion or 2 billion that is directed to young people, these are people that are supposed to then say, this is how we are going to attract SMMEs to be part of those programs. So this gentleman, he's also young. It's just his welfare. So don't mind the stomach. So, yes. So as you come on stage, can we please give Zolile Masinyane a round of applause? You see? Ladies, you can look and roll.
Hey, this man. Hey, you want to put me under siege? Good morning, everyone. My name is Zolile Masinyane. I'm from the Youth Directorate. You know, it always a great times and great moments where young entrepreneurs, in particular entrepreneurs, meet and discuss and change their ideas. This is a platform where, you know, I was once tried being an entrepreneur, but because of looking into money highly, we ended up failing. We didn't went far because of the mentality that we had. And I know for a fact that most of the entrepreneurs, they lack being patient. Most entrepreneurs, they fail their businesses because of not being patient. And it always happened. You know, Ellis Brown once said, I don't know what dream is that you have in your mind. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you're working towards that dream you're holding in your mind that is possible, that some of you already know that is hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. That in a moment of working towards your dream, you are going to incur a lot of failure, a lot of disappointment, a lot of pains. That in a moment you start doubting yourself, because I know some of you, you know, as an entrepreneur, it always happened that at home, you are the only one who's responsible of the household. And you wake up every day in the morning, you don't have even anything to proceed your day or eat. When you go out, you hustle. You go out, you look for jobs, you don't get anything. You come back at home, Ekurhuleni, they're always looking unto you. Remember your parents, when they give you opportunity to go to school, actually yourself, when you give yourself an opportunity to go to school, they tend to look upon you. But there is a time where it becomes difficult to also proceed of your company or your business because you think the process, it prolonged your success. And I know for a fact it always happened to a lot of entrepreneurs. But as of working towards that dream, it's always possible. But also those who have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dreams. Evaluate the people in your life, then promote them, demote, or terminate them. You are a CEO of your life. So ladies and gentlemen, as you're working towards your dream, it is not an easy task. Some of us were failed because the only thing that we're focusing on it was the opportunity of having more money. But we didn't see or perhaps experience the hardship of, we have experienced the hardship of it, but we didn't take it that much serious. We will work today, go to work. Because of the situation recently, we will then ended up give up. In 2014, EDCOP had estimated that only 90% of graduates were employed because there was a shrinking job market. The rest of these graduates could not be employed because their qualification did not meet the demands of the job sector. Since then, this has been a growing trend with thousands of graduates struggling to find employment and to find employment in the formal job sector, simply being unable to absorb them. Furthermore, in 2016, it was reported that unemployed was standing at a staggering 27%, with young people consulting more than 50% of the total. The pressing question is, where are these young people and how do we get them economically active? With the above information, we can safely conclude that there is a brewing problem in the country. It is no longer feasible to grant anyone employment and therefore automatic participation in the economy. In particular, this is no longer even possible to guarantee a graduate a formal job. So how do we ensure the economic participation of young people outside formal employment by promoting, enhancing, enriching entrepreneurship? In many countries, entrepreneurs are often thought of as national assets to be refined, motivated, and remunerated to the greatest possible extent. If we can be able, as both parties, the government and yourself as entrepreneurs, and also the private sectors, because it is within ourselves that we grow this economy, we ensure that we create more employment. If one entrepreneur can be able to create more than 100 employable people, then it becomes simple also for the country itself to grow economically. Entrepreneurs can change the way we live and work, which is true. If successful, their revolutions may improve our standard of living. In short, in addition to create wealth from entrepreneurial ventures, they also create jobs and the condition of a flourishing society. In the main, entrepreneurs are important of the following for 4 reasons. Entrepreneurs create business. Path-breaking offering by entrepreneurs in the form of new goods and services result in new employment, which can produce cascading effect or virtuous cycle in the economy. Entrepreneurs add to national income. Entrepreneurial venture literally generate with wealth. The third one, entrepreneur also creates social change. Through their unique offering of new goods and services, entrepreneurs break away from tradition and indirect support freedom by reducing dependence on obsolete systems and technologies. When you come to community development, entrepreneurs regularly nurture entrepreneurial ventures by other like-minded individuals. They also invest in community projects and provide financial support to local charities. With all the benefits that come with entrepreneurs and promoting entrepreneurship, it is shocking that in a country like ours, entrepreneurship grows at such a slow pace, and is not a viable option for most poor communities. Diepsloot gives us a brilliant case study to demonstrate this. The World Bank conducted a study in Diepsloot and found that there is a low multiplier effect before the money is repatriated out of the township to the economic core. A total of 6,144 businesses were visited, and more than 90%, which is 5,918, were found to be active. About 50% of the surveyed township businesses were initially started by owners primarily to survive. This conforms to the often asserted statement that when there is a mass unemployment, poverty, and inequality, most people resort to starting business to survive. A total of 30% surveyed businesses were established with the aim of contributing to job creation with communities. Interestingly, only 2% of the businesses owners had been experienced entrepreneurs prior to the starting their businesses. Very few people, 3%, started a business as a hobby, and another 3% wanted to supplement their formal income, whereas only 4% saw opportunities within their communities. It always happens. People, when they start a business, they want to take it far, while it's simple. Start your business, start it here. The money must circulate within our society. The city of Ekurhuleni is pitching higher when it comes to building the economy of the city and has developed an economic 10 points priority plan which speaks of manufacturing revitalization, Erotropolis master plan implementation, accelerate of ITZ, SEZ program, land availability for strategic development, support SMMEs through public procurement, implementation of town system, enable public transport system, massive infrastructure investment, promote localization and production, skills and capabilities development, institutional stabilization. Young people are the center of this plan. The city has resolved to ring-fence over 12 billion of procurement opportunities to local entrepreneurs, service providers, enterprise through the Mintiro program. Out of 12 billion, it has been resolved to specifically make commitment of not less than 1 billion per annum on 500 youth-owned enterprise and 500 million per annum on 100 emerging construction companies and more than 500 million on black industries. In an aid to build critical skills in the region, through Mayor's Education Trust, we have so far extended bursary funding in 2016 to 100 million from 10 million in the previous year for academic qualifying students to go to universities in TVET and colleges, TVET colleges in different areas as part of this human resource development strategy. This 100 million has taken 730 learners from Ekurhuleni to higher education institutions. We will continue to do our best to get private sector's partnership into the fold so that we increase post-schooling opportunities for the youth of our city. We're in a process of approaching private sectors to understand as to how do they open opportunities. Because we find ourselves being the only ones who assist while they benefit from our very own people. So we're in a process of approaching private sectors, want them to assist us in creating more opportunities such as employment, such as assisting at least entrepreneurs, so that we both in the same page and we're able to then assist one another. We have a working partnership with the NYDA and have established 6 youth empowerment centers in Ethwata, Tembisa, Duduza, Tsakani, Kwatema, and Katlong 1. The department trained unemployed youth through the work readiness program to run youth programs at the center. We're also in the process of establishing a full service NYDA offices where young people can be able to come and get more information. We also encourage those who start up to also visit these NYDA offices for now. We have a slightly problem because as a city, the NYDA offices that are within this township, they are operated by the NYDA in the central office. So we don't have that much influence. But so far, our trial by all means that we want a full office so that we are able to have an interaction. Because one thing for sure, we have a challenge that young people go to these offices, and once they don't get whatever that they want, they come to offices and question us. So it becomes difficult to also answer them, because the NYDA itself are the ones who are in charge of these youth offices. But we're making a point that at least let's have a central one, so that people can be able to get more information and apply for funding and so forth. The following are the 5-point priority for youth, which we have outlined earlier this year. Number 1, continue to empower the youth and promote young entrepreneurship, and as an alternative economic participation and job creation driver amongst the youth. These are such of the programs that uplift the entrepreneur's mind, ensuring that we grow our economy and we at least assist our society and businesses that operate within our society. So whatever that is happening at the moment, I know for a fact, I remember Tatetelu when I was still trying to build my businesses. We wouldn't come to such programs, because one thing for sure, what was affecting us, as I've mentioned earlier, was that we'll want to wake up in the morning and go to work without any knowledge of how to formalize our company. Most companies fail because they are not formal. You find young people in our townships, they operate businesses. For instance, when you take a car wash, most car washes are not formal. And when the opportunity comes, it becomes difficult for them to also grow, because they are not formal. For instance, if the investor will want to invest in certain car wash, how do you then invest in something that is not formal? It becomes difficult. So such programs are the ones that uplift your mind and also create opportunities within yourself and within your business. Whatever that is happening, you must not take it for granted. There are people who sometimes, I remember once we had a radio station interview. I can tell you, when I was part of that company, we were two. When I was part of that company, I didn't fully understand exactly what was happening. And I remember we once went to a radio station interview. Now, there were questions. They started with he was a COO. He answered. Obviously, you cannot go to a radio station without being interviewed. You not just come there and sit and listen and after and say, thank you, it was nice. No. When you go to a radio station for an interview, you must also be interviewed. They started questioning me. And now, you're live. You can't even ask. I started to speak. The CEO started, no, let me correct you. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 happening. When we went outside, we were fighting. So it was difficult, because hence I'm saying, sometimes we form part in businesses because we want to achieve immediately. And we don't understand the purpose of this company and what is mission and vision. But because of we wake up today, we do money today, tomorrow we don't care. That's the first thing, that the challenge comes when someone will form part into something without having an interest. My interest at the time was to survive because of the situation that I was upon in that moment. I was not even patient. For the fact that I went to school, to university and so forth, for me, again, door to door, no. But I regret, because if I then became patient, I think that business would have been far at this current moment. We continue to monitor the programs of the agriculture towards green economy and involvement of youth, and create more opportunities to youth interested in agriculture. And to tell you, there are few people or few young people who are in agriculture. I don't know what mhlambe nayisabi imforoko or kenzakalani. And there are few young people who are manufacturers in Ekurhuleni. I can tell you, people fear to restart afresh something. They will just want to take there and make money and live. It always happened. We need to shift in our focus to assist township economy and mobilize our youth to organize around SMMEs. Create opportunities and fundamental change in the structure, youth economy transformation system, institutions, and pattern of our ownership, management, and control of the economy in favor of youth in Ekurhuleni. Work hand in hand with private companies across Ekurhuleni to assist unemployed youth to find space in employment. And I can tell you again, our minds are in such, especially those who went to universities. I've noted that thing. Their minds are too narrow in such a way that they focus in being employed than to create their own things. You know why? It's because people resist change. They fear of change. People, they are unable to take risks. They are unable to even start something afresh. It's like, you know, and even in universities, the system, the educational system, even in basic education, the educational system that they are using, I call it a banking system. Because, for instance, when you study, most of students, they cram. And when you deposit money, it remains in your bank. The information, it remains to your mind. Now, when you withdraw the money, when you write the test, you withdraw the information. I can ask you of what you have studied yesterday. You will never even say, you will say a few words, and you will cram. My uncle bought, you understand? It's because of the banking system. The system of education, it trains our minds and it changes the mentality that we have. Because we tend to think that if I'm employed, I'm able to survive. And one man said that if there's someone who gives you salary, that man controls your desire. Departments have numerous projects and plans where young businesses, people, and entrepreneurs can find opportunities. City planning. The city is in process of developing three-dimension models that will guide development in key critical areas for decades, to in which youth will also benefit from it. The department, under the way with the strategic urban development that the department facilitates and finalize, holds significant job creation and economic growth opportunities due to scale and size of investment. However, the youth must also benefit. Transport. The fleet department is in progress of cluster job creation initiative, and one of the opportunities we have identified is car wash, which most youth are running such businesses. However, the fleet has an additional wash to be done at township sites. Cooperative have identified 40 to 50 people for car wash from Tsakani, Kwatema, Duduza, Tembisa, Wattville, Vosloorus. We also need to incorporate Katlehong. Community safety. Dams construction, 97 envisaged number of jobs to be created. Dams EPWT projects, 246 for set CERT programs, also to be created. Dams emergency services learnership, 51 graduated in 2018 in December. And some of them, they've also managed to get this learnership from 2017. Environment, Keep Ekurhuleni Clean program, 2,372 employment opportunities. Jamiston's recycling pilot program, and I think you have seen it when you come here. They are busy also with the grass cutting and so forth, cleaning the city. Comprehensive refusal removal project rejected 1,064 jobs to be created, or projected 1,064 jobs to be created. In all these, we hope and believe that we'll work together in ensuring that not only the government must create employment, but also the entrepreneurs that are here must be able to create formal employment and sustainable employment. Our young people, our people outside are hungry. We believe that if we can be able to work together, both of us, we can achieve whatever that is needed by our society. With those words, colleagues, I would like to say I salute you. Thank you very much.
This one.
Just one second before you
Off. Okay. Just one moment.
Yeah. I think
All right. Colleagues, I know this one is very, very, very interesting.
it's very sensitive,
Very
this one.
sensitive. So,
Because of-
number one, when we ask questions, not political questions, that there's a pothole there, it must be fixed. No. Can it be questions aligned to entrepreneurship and why we are here? Then what we are going to do, because we are working against time, we will take 2 questions per row. So I know this guy was the first one to raise up his hand, so this side is noted. And the lady at the back. So boy, girl, to be fair. Then this side. Okay, we'll take one in front. Oh, we'll take the lady here, then the gentleman in red. All right, I'm sorry, colleagues, because of time. Then that side, okay, there's a lady. You are lucky by virtue of being a woman. So we'll take the lady and the gentleman here. Then any other colleagues who have pressing issues then can engage the gentleman there. Then when we give you your moment of fame, please keep it within a minute. Don't explain that you went to Springs and came here before you ask your question. So who was number 1 here? Oh, was it you? Oh, okay, then it was him, right? Okay.
Good morning, colleagues. My name is Matsidiso of Upper Square Towing Services. I'd like to know, Zolile, in terms of, since you are from the Youth Directorate and you are speaking of all these opportunities and the fact that we don't get opportunities because we are not formalized, what is the Youth Directorate doing to formalize this, to help the entrepreneurs be formal, and how are you then presenting these opportunities to the youth?
So we'll take 3 questions response, then the last 3 response.
Thank you. My name is Mpadi Tele. I'm from Tembisa, owner and director of Raniberaka brand. My question is, you mentioned that there is about 12 billion budget for the city of Ekurhuleni, and you spoke about 1-point-something billion for young people. Now my question is, how do we then access this money, and what are the processes so that we can access this money and get to use it? Sure.
All right. Number 3, then we respond.
Sanbonani, igama ukhumbulani Mdluli ngiphuma eKatlehong. So my question is, I'm a young motivational speaker for young people who addresses young people's issues Ekurhuleni. So my question is, Ekurhuleni as a whole, how can we access such, like in terms of Youth Month now, get tenders within ama motivational speakers for young people? And then I'll need an advice again, as a motivational speaker, how can I go about in applying tenders? And then I'm also dealing with a LGBTIQ person, Ekurhuleni, so of which is lesbian, gays, transgender. So I just want to know how can we access in terms of those things. Thank you very much.
We'll take the other 3 after the responses.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the questions. You know, that's why I always say that these are the platforms that are very fundamental in exchanging the ideas and more getting information, because most people, they lack information. That's why they always howl. When they see the government, they always howl, yeah, you understand? Which is wrong. Now, how do you formalize businesses? Number 1 is that your business needs to be registered. And all entrepreneurs, they know that. But you find a situation where one is an entrepreneur, but he doesn't have a bank account, his business is not registered. Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, last year, also with the city, was having a roadshow of registering companies, and with a truck as well, because you know, sometimes the way people are so lazy, they want you to come to them instead of them going to wherever companies registered. And again, in terms of the procurement, we spoke of 12 billion and 1 billion per annum. There is Mintiro that started last year, which 2,761 companies have been captured in the system. Now, those who know, who have applied for Mintiro, they have ticked somewhere where it says catering and so forth. So we're in a process of identifying a system which will align the categories. If the company deals with catering, then it must deal with catering, so that we don't find ourselves in a situation where when we advertise, everyone can see it, and those who are not even relevant to catering, they must apply. So we're in a system of having that, and probably I think before May, would have known as to what is the way forward. And again, there was in this thing of 1 billion and per annum, there's this thing of Vugupile, that most of the young people have part of it and they're dealing with construction. In terms of yours, of the motivational and so forth, you know, it's not about tenders. When you come to such gatherings, you must shy away from the tender mentality. And it's nice because you are here, because it's where you must advertise yourself and your company. And I urge all entrepreneurs that if we're going to have the mentality of tenders and so forth, tenders will not accommodate everyone. That's why, as we are here, to fight and to learn. This thing of tenders, I think we must shy away from it. But I can, you know, there's not always the program where there's motivational speakers, but we will look into that. I think we must have there is Creative Council. The Creative Council deals with, it's a group of celebrities, and that group, those ones who are still growing, to ensure that they give a space to them. So I think you must also form part on that. Again, coming to your question, when we formalize companies, when you speak of formalizing your company, and formalizing your company, actual fact is having a proper paperwork. And how do you do that? You attend such programs. Because some of these programs are the programs that give you your mentality to formalize your company. Because there are a lot of different minds here. I don't know how you operate or how do I operate. So sometimes I measure myself to the people that I meet. In formalizing the company, we'll continue also having that track from GEP so that we go to townships and restart afresh to register these companies and try to engage them to open bank accounts and to register in the database of this city. I think I've answered. If maybe I didn't answer you well, come to me after the program. I'll answer you properly. I will have one-on-one with you. Thank you very much.
All right. We still have three more. Last
come.
three. Who has number 2 here? I know it's a lady. Then I come to you.
Dumelang. My name is Mali Sedi. I run a baking business. It's not yet formal though, but I'm a baker. Sorry. Okay, I have 2 questions for you.
No, have one, please.
Could you have one?
No, have one,
Okay.
yes. Prioritize the
thank
one. And then the other one, you can come after.
All right.
Yeah, this is no platform. It's not a program of questions.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, you spoke about agriculture, with the youth being afraid of doing it or something like that.
Yeah.
I am interested in agriculture. I would like to know how does one go about approaching the city? Like, what's the process? I haven't heard of anything like that.
till now
Oh.
when you speak of it?
Okay.
Number 2. Hello.
Hi, my name is Larato Felistime Lokume. I'm from Lovely Concepts. You spoke about bursary funding.
Yes.
The majority of government bursaries are for people in the science and mathematics sector. Is there any allocation for people in the creative arts, and how are those accessed?
Last question.
Hi everyone, my name is Mandan Lovu. I'm from a company called Chicken Shelter. We produce boiler chickens from day old until slaughter.
I can't hear you, my leader.
Okay, my name is Mandla. I'm from a company called Chicken Shelter, which is based in Brakpan. We produce broiler chickens from day old to slaughter and sell live chickens and other products. My question today is about something which is an obstacle to our crew, which is land, as we spoke about land. We were in a process of getting the land. We went to our ward councillor, and she sent us to the municipality or city planning. They said to appoint a place or a site where we can build our business, because basically at the moment we are renting to someone and we don't even trust how long will we stay there, because we can't depend on someone else. They can wake up tomorrow morning and say and chase us out, and our business will be dead just like that. So we want our own land. And when we went to the municipalities, to city planning, they told us to appoint the land on that big map, and we did so. But the process, it was not helping, because they told us to bid, and we don't have that money. How? Or is there other process that we can follow in order to get the land, or any assistance about that?
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. With the first question was speaking of agriculture. We work hand in hand with Gauteng, ne? Nairesec. I don't know if you know Nairesec. Now, in the beginning of the year, normally, Nairesec will recruit people from different regions, in particular, that will be trained in the agriculture, and most probably the city will assist in terms of the stipend, in terms of traveling and so forth. So, I can make a commitment. If you want the numbers of Nairesec, I can give you, so that you call them, inform them that you are from Ekurhuleni, you want to form part in the program of Nairesec. And with regards to the bursary, we have the community bursary, we have the mayoral bursary. The community bursary, it accommodates everyone. Everyone. There's no this thing of science, maths, and so forth. No. We even fund those who are in need without having nice marks. Tribal means to check their situations and be able to assist them. And then that community bursary, it being advertised normally during September, October. Ne? And then there's another one that for the mayoral bursary, that is the intake takes place during January for those who have passed very well, who did significant in their results or school. And with the issue of land, you know, the issue of land is very sensitive. That's why even the government is still fighting for the land. The land part, we're also working hand in hand with the Nairesec, because as the government, at least they sometimes assist in terms of identifying their lands, and then they share. Now, what we do as a city, we regroup those who want land, né? Because we can't give one person a big land to operate, because you might find that tomorrow he wakes up, now the business is no more. Now we need to restart afresh again in terms of those ones who need land, to give them land, and when the business fail again, you understand? So we restructure those who are able to deal with the breeding of chickens and so forth. We put them in one place. If you still need land, you must go to real estate, so that you question them as to what land do they have, how can they be able to assist you, and so forth, because they're the ones who are dealing with those things, the land part. And if again you find difficulties, escalate, check with the NRSEC what is happening in Ekurhuleni. Maybe they can be able to assist you in terms of the land. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, colleagues. Can we please give him a round of applause once more? All right, thank you. Thank you. Like a speed of light, we are about to go have tea. So, according to my time now, it's 18 minutes past 11. Can we please be seated at exactly 40 minutes past 11? Tea is served on your right. Thank you. See you now.